Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or somebody who is returning to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, apologies for the average quality, and if I stumble over my words going forwards, I apologise in advance. I also want to apologise for any lag that there might be in this video. I've noticed in a few of my recent uploads that there does appear to be quite a bit of lag at times, so if it happens, it can't be helped. I apologise in advance. So, I was going to film this video tomorrow, but I thought, why not do it now? All of the semi-finalists of this year's Eurovision Song Contest have taken to the stage for their first rehearsals, and I thought that I would give you my thoughts on those rehearsals. Now, I have already briefly spoken about the rehearsals from the first day in Tel Aviv when everything was starting, but I'll be going through all of the countries in this video from semi-final 1 and semi-final 2. As always, let me know what you think. Please respect my opinions as I will with yours. There'll be links in the description to my social media pages. I've been blogging every day recently about Eurovision, so if you want to read my thoughts on the rehearsals, you can do so if you so wish. I also have a couple of notes in front of me here, just to make sure I don't forget anything. So, without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it. What I will say is that I've tried to be as neutral as possible. So, I've put aside my personal favourites, if you will, and I've judged them as somebody listening to the song for the first time would judge them, if that makes sense. So, here we go. Semi-final 1. Song 1, Cyprus. This was a little bit underwhelming. It's not Fuego, and I'm very glad it's not Fuego, and I'm very glad that they are not copying Fuego exactly, because we've been there, done that, time for something different. What have I got here? Tamta is joined by a batch of backing singers and dancers, all of whom appear to be wearing suits and wearing hats. The jacket Tamta is wearing is ripped off at one stage to reveal some shimmery silver attire. Blue and white are the main colours here, and I've made a note saying not as vibrant as expected. I was expecting a lot more colour, maybe there is in the whole thing. We shall see tomorrow, because I believe Cyprus are back on stage tomorrow. And there are 6 light-up rectangular structures on stage that add a little something extra. The vocals were okay. What I've done in my notebook, and I did this barely half an hour ago, is I gave each song, each rehearsal, a mark out of 60. Judging the performances we've seen on vocals, staging, chances of qualifying, the online reaction, what the backdrop looks like, what the LED screen looks like, and my personal mark out of 10, and then there's a total mark out of 60. So for Cyprus, it's 42 out of 60. I should say on my blog I've given each rehearsal a grade as well, but I won't be mentioning that here. So yeah, Cyprus, it's going to qualify, but I think it was a little bit underwhelming. Song 2, Montenegro. This might finish last in the first semi-final. The band sound okay, they are all in white. Visually quite disappointing, and I read a really good comment online the other day. Somebody said they don't seem like a band, they seem like a bunch of soloists bunched together. I think that's absolutely true. I can't see this group staying together after the contest. It will struggle. It will struggle. There doesn't seem to be much cohesion or harmony. I don't know. 24 out of 60, which I believe is the lowest mark I've given. Yeah. Song 3, Finland. This felt quite flat. It's a very up-tempo song. It doesn't look or feel that way to me. Darude, hidden in the shadows. We barely see him. Whether we will on TV, I don't know. Sebastian does all the work. The backdrop shows a choppy, snowy-like scene, while the dancer from the national final remains. However, this time she's on a simple podium rather than atop a box. It would be a bit of a surprise qualifier, but I think its chances are gone. 29 out of 60. Poland. Apparently there were a few technical mishaps on the day. The backdrop shows a prism-like pattern with some faces of the singers too. They are huddled together on a rotating platform, and it could look very strong on television. Red and black are the main colours of choice. I think this is moving in the right direction. It just needs to be a bit stronger, and then I think people will really start to talk about Poland doing well this year, because at the moment there's something lacking. Once those mishaps are ironed out, I'm sure it will all be good. I've given it a mark of 36 out of 60. I just thought that it could have been a bit more vibrant, like the Cypriot rehearsal. Just something lacking. Song 5, Slovenia. This is a big fan favourite, one of the year's dark horses. The couples stand close to each other in white outfits. The backdrop shows a starry cosmos-like pattern. The guy doesn't really add much to the performance. Zala does most of the work. It's a hypnotic, pretty song. I've given it a mark of 42 out of 60, which I think is a pretty good mark. Slovenia will qualify. I feel pretty confident about that. It is a very beautiful song. It's growing on me. I'm not a huge fan, but I do appreciate it. It is really simplistic. Is that a good or a bad thing? Will neutral listeners remember this? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Song 6, Czech Republic. Now, some people really loved this. Some people really didn't. I'm very much on the fence. I've given it a mark of 35. There are 3 squares on stage, one holding the drummer, one the guitarist, and one the lead singer, Albert. He also pulls off an unusual, perhaps unnecessary jump at one stage. Visually, it's colourful, but doesn't seem to be that impressive. There is an awkward, charming quality to this entry. I agree. It's not that bad a song, but I still don't really see it as a sure qualifier. I think the vocals need to be a bit better. That's just my opinion. Song 7, Hungary. Beautiful song. Yotzi Papai is back. This, I think, is probably going to make the cut. What have I got here? He's alone on stage. Some people have said that's not a good thing. There is a gold, dust-like effect on the screen behind him, as well as people's faces. I've given it a mark of 42 out of 60. I have very little to say about this. All in all, it was pretty good. He's a great singer. Song 8, Belarus. She's only 16. She sounded pretty good. The staging's very messy. There are a lot of crates on stage. She's got a couple of dancers. I don't like her outfit, which is also not very pretty, really. It's a bit. Everything's a bit messy, is what I'm trying to say here. It's an energetic song, but it seems a bit toned down. There's a spinning pyramid and laser-like images on the LED screen at one point, plus some smoke effects around the stage. It's a dark horse to qualify. If it does, I think it would be a bit of an upset. But attention is building for Belarus, and that's got to be a positive sign. Song 9, Serbia. All about the vocals. One of the best vocalists in the competition. She absolutely nailed it, did Novena. This is certainly in with a chance of qualifying. The backdrop resembles cracked ice. I'm not sure if it is or not, can't quite remember. She's in a black dress. Everything's very similar to the national final. If it qualifies, I won't be shocked. I've given it a mark of 43. I should say Belarus I gave a mark of 38. So moving on to day 2. Semi-final 1, Belgium is in trouble. I gave it a mark of 36. Dodgy staging, again, a bit similar to last year. Mixed response from fans. He's wearing a black and orange jacket, which I have to say really doesn't look that good. There's 2 people banging drums, similar to Hungary 2016. Red, pulsating lines flash on the LED screen, which then changes to white, wobbling lines. I don't mind it, but I am absolutely aware that this is in trouble, because the early response to this rehearsal hasn't been that great. Don't like his outfit and the backing dancers. There's a few things that are really not working too well here. Improvements necessary, but it's not a disaster. Song 11, Georgia, 31 out of 60. A pleasant surprise. I don't like the song that much, never will, but he sings it so well. Apparently he's staring into the camera for the entire 3 minutes. There's a fiery backdrop behind him, couple of backing vocalists, not much else to say. I don't think it's going to qualify, but certainly I think public opinion has improved. Then we have Australia. Well, this is my favourite song of the year, and I am so glad people are starting to turn. Kate Miller-Heidke, brilliant vocals. She's swinging about on this pole. 2 other people are swinging about on poles as well. There's a starry scene behind her. Everything is working superb. Apparently augmented reality will be a thing, because obviously in the rehearsal clip you can see her swinging on this pole, but when we see it on TV the pole won't be there, so it will look like she's floating. We'll have a better idea tomorrow or on Thursday, whenever she rehearses again. Australia's going to qualify. I am now sure of it, and I gave 51 out of 60. That's the highest mark of anybody so far. Song 13, Iceland. Yep, looking good, sounding good, definitely going to qualify. 37 out of 60. Same sort of outfits. There's a cage on stage, red lights, flame effects are used. All in all, it's just ramped up a notch from the national final. Simple as that. Looking good, although I think the attention at the moment is definitely on other songs. Estonia, song 14, 40 out of 60. I'm pleased that his vocals are better, but it's still a borderline qualifier as far as I'm concerned. The camera pans around him during the chorus. He's in a simple jacket and jeans outfit. The backdrop shows an orange sky before this changes to a grey, flickering sort of sky. Better, in my opinion, than he did in the national final. Definitely. And I was very happy that it wasn't a complete mess. Portugal, song 15, 41 out of 60. This is unique, different, a breath of fresh air. Neutral viewers will be baffled by this. People in the UK will see it as a bit of a joke. That's what I'm predicting will happen next Tuesday. In fact, this time next week, I imagine that somebody like Serbia will probably be taken to the stage. Anyway, Conan is wearing green, so is his backing dancer. It's all very beautiful, very rich, very classy. There are sort of roses on the LED screen. I do really like that. I like the song more than I did. 41 out of 60. Let me know what you think, because Portugal's odds are drifting, which is not a good sign. Greece, song 16, 44 out of 60. This was superb. Wasn't so keen on the high note. There's a flower theme going on. Pink flower on the LED screen. Purple petals I've put here. There's an angelic feel to it. Yeah, absolutely. Katarine is joined by dancers in flowy white outfits. Very little to fault here. Greece are going through. 44 out of 60, I think I said that. And then San Marino, closing semi-final one, 30 out of 60. Serhat is back. Up-tempo, rather dated disco number. There's a couple of light-up megaphones. The LED screen shows the title of the track in orange lettering. I do feel this falls a bit flat, though given how fun, in all honesty, the song is. A little more work needs to be done here. Absolutely. I didn't think his vocals were that great at all, but people really like him and people really like the song. But in all honesty, if this qualifies, I would be a little bit surprised and a little bit disappointed, because there are better songs that I personally believe ought to go through ahead of Say Na Na Na. Moving on to semi-final 2. Goodness me, I'm waffling. Hopefully there's not too much lag. I can't check at the moment because I'm looking at my blog. So, semi-final 2, Armenia. Söderbuk is in a black outfit, minimal lighting, red alongside black, at least from the rehearsal clip anyway. If anything, the backdrop looks too plain. Shattered glass seems to appear at one stage. I'd like to have seen more movement, yes. This is very similar to... I can't remember which country I said earlier. I guess Poland. It's working, but not quite at the level it needs to be yet. But she can sing. Song 2, Island. Well, this is an underrated song, but the rehearsal wasn't brilliant. Very colourful. There's a sort of retro American diner comic strip look to the whole performance. I like Sarah. She's a lot of fun. She is a good singer, but unfortunately in the rehearsal footage she sounded pretty weak. Vocals must improve. Everything else looks fine. I'm sure this looks good on TV. It will look good next week. And it's colourful. Yes, so many countries have opted for rather dull lighting, dull colours, but this really is very vibrant. And I'm glad they've gone with this sort of staging as well, because it elevates the song. Much better than the music video. More energy. Yes. Yes. Apart from the vocals, no major criticisms. Moldova, well, this is, I don't want to use the word copy, but it is essentially a copy of Ukraine 2011. It's the same woman doing the sand art on stage. And it's a clever move, because if Moldova didn't have this, the song would just be brushed aside. But now they have something that's getting people talking about their entry. The vocals were fine. It's a so-so track, and the sand art is a bit of a distraction. But it could be a real surprise qualifier. After so many weeks of people just completely forgetting about it, now it's coming up on the rails. Let me know what you think about this entry and the fact that it is very similar to Ukraine 2011. Switzerland, Song 4. Well, the clip that they uploaded on the Eurovision YouTube page wasn't the best clip they could have used. I saw another clip which was far better. So I think some of the hate that has come Switzerland's way recently is unjustified. I thought this was one of the better rehearsals, actually. 44 out of 60. I should say Armenia 41, Ireland 37, Moldova 37. Luca, he's moving about the stage quite confidently. I really like the choreography. I really like his backing dancers. There's something very engaging about them. I don't know what it is. The lighting was far too dark. Work must be done on that. Otherwise, pretty strong, but lacking a little oomph, if you see what I mean. This is going to qualify, no doubt about it. Latvia, Song 5, oh dearie me, 31 out of 60. It's a sleepy track. There's a chilled vibe to the performance. I don't know if they're keeping it monochrome like they did in the national final. There's a crescent moon and a brown sequin-like effect on the backdrop. Lighting is minimal. Lead singer's wearing a hat and is in white. No fans for this, not really, and Latvia will struggle, which is a shame because the song's not that bad. Song 6, Romania. Well, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. Romania didn't qualify last year. They are in with a shot this year. Esther sounded great. There's an underwater Atlantis theme going on before, in the rehearsal clip, fire comes into play with flames around the stage and a falling pyrotechnic effect. This is in with a real chance of qualifying now. I wasn't so sure at first, but I think it's in with a good shot now. And 41 out of 60. If anything, I'm surprised more people aren't talking about Romania. It was a very good rehearsal. Song 7, Denmark. The staging is very similar to how it was in the national final with the big chair. There's not a whole lot of room on stage for it. Leonora sounded pretty good. It's very charming, very cutesy. There is a fine line between a cute entry and something that is overly twee. Lots of fans aren't so keen on this, but if it qualifies, it is no shock. Juries might love it, and it will look good on TV, I'm sure. The backdrop shows a sort of cloudy, summery scene. Sweden, Song 8, 43 out of 60. John is a fantastic singer, knows what he's doing, charismatic, confident. His backing vocalists steal the show, as they did in Melfest. Visually, this could be stronger. I wasn't that impressed with the backdrop. It just doesn't grab you that well. He's got that overhead lamp thing, which sort of looks out of place as the song progresses. But We all know this song is going to qualify. We all know it's going to do very well. But it's not quite there yet. Song 9, Austria, yeah. Simplistic, pretty, I like her, but lacking in support. It's a very, very beautiful song though. Minimalist. Not much to say about it. It's a borderline qualifier. Austria did very well last year, but this year it could be very touch and go. Let me know what you think, of course. And finally, the rehearsals from today. Croatia. Man, oh man. What a singer. Can't deny it. Rocco is a great singer. He's keeping the wings on his back, which just makes the whole thing cheesier than it already is. There's a couple of other people on stage as well. The LED screen is a simplistic, stormy clouds thing going on. Yeah, it wasn't bad. 36 out of 60, which is the same as as Austria. And Sweden got 43, and Denmark got 40, and Romania got 41. I do apologise, I am rambling like you wouldn't believe right now. Anyway, Croatia, not bad. If it goes through, I don't think it would be that much of an upset. Do you think Croatia is going to qualify? Let me know. 11, Malta, fantastic. I was hoping they wouldn't mess this up, and they didn't. This is looking really solid. Michaela, great vocals, 44 out of 60. I think on TV this will look superb. There's a desert scene on the backdrop. Michaela's in a casual white outfit. Lots of block colours as well. At one point there's a sort of mini screen on stage for this performance. The only minor issue I have is that the vibrancy of the music video doesn't quite come across yet. But I saw other pictures from this rehearsal, and it seems as though it does later on. We'll find out later in the week. Malta's going through. Fantastic. Lithuania, song 12, 39 out of 60. Decent enough. Yuri is in black, and the stage appears rather empty. Perhaps this will change in the future. The backdrop shows a multitude of small yellow dots and several silhouette-like patterns. The vocals are fine, but this doesn't make much of an impact. That's the problem. Russia. Well, I'm not a huge fan of this song, but I hold my hands up. It was an impressive rehearsal. Sergei can sing. He's got votes from Eastern Europe already in the bag. He's in a white outfit, and there are lots of screens on stage showing him. Now, the only slight issue I have, and I'm not even sure if it is an issue, is that I don't think he needs all of that. It should just be him and his voice. That should be enough. But for some reason, it isn't. Anyway, Russia, definite contenders to win. 46 out of 60. And I'm sure it looks great on TV. We shall see later in the week when the Eurovision channel upload more official clips. Albania, song 14. Lots of people love this. I'm not a huge fan of the song, but what a great singer. What a great singer. She's wearing an elegant black and gold dress. The lighting is quite stripped back, but there is a deep red and orange colour scheme. I wasn't blown away by it, but Albania have done themselves no harm today. It's all about the voice. Norway, yeah, all right, I guess. 43 out of 60. Albania was 38. Russia was 46, which is one of the highest scores. Norway's entry is much liked. An icy landscape, northern lights scene on the background. The vocals were okay. More movement though. I didn't see too much. Norway should still sail through. All right, not quite there yet. Seems to be a running theme. The Netherlands, this is the contender to win. 48 out of 60 I've given it. Duncan can sing, and today he sounded good. Apparently the issue was some of the camera angles and the cheap looking piano on stage. Get rid of that. Get rid of it right away. Or get a much better piano, a grand piano, because what it looked like today was really cheap. But he sounded good. The whole thing looked good. There are lasers. I'm not sure they're necessary, but it gives the song a little bit of an edge, if you see what I mean. The backdrop is very simple. A few watery effects, lots of blue. Loads of dislikes on YouTube for this, unjustified. I don't get it. I mean, are people jealous? I don't know. Do people love to hate the favourite? It seems to happen every year. It happened with Israel last year, and look what happened. Is it too simple? Possibly. But what else did we expect? Netherlands, still the ones to beat. North Macedonia, yeah, lots of people really liking this. 38 out of 60. The press in Tel Aviv were very positive towards this. Tamara's a great singer. It's a big ballad. She's wearing a green dress. And it's a little bit similar to Russia. There are lots of screens. I think they're screens or mirrors, not quite sure, that show her. Gives the song a bit of an edge, because otherwise it's just a plain ballad with very plain staging. Macedonia has messed up the staging in the past. This year it looks like they're going to get it right. It definitely could qualify. And then Azerbaijan, this is now one of the favourites to win. I think people are getting a bit carried away. I didn't think it was that incredible, but Chingiz sounds good. Wasn't quite hitting those high notes in my opinion, but hey, look, he still sounded pretty damn good. There's a triangular structure on stage. Holograms, reportedly, are going to be used. I did read that somewhere. Blue is the main colour, again, from what I've seen in the rehearsal clip. And I'm sure it looks good on TV. Azerbaijan will qualify. A winner, I'm not too sure about that, but you've got to be looking at top 10. Probably between 5th and 10th. We shall see. This time next week, the first semi-final will be happening. I'll be watching the show, expecting disappointment with the results, and I'll be filming my live reaction to the results, all being well. Lots of videos next week. I think I spoke about it in my previous video. Take a look at that if you so wish. Take a look at my blog, my Twitter page. I sometimes do polls on my Twitter page. Take a look and vote in them when they appear if you so wish. What a long, rambling video. My word, if there's been any lag, I do apologise. It frustrates the hell out of me. But there we have it. My thoughts on the first rehearsals for all of the semi-finalists of this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Now, the automatic finalists rehearse at some point, tomorrow or Thursday. I'll be making another video later in the week, just talking about stuff in general, including those big 5 rehearsals. And yeah, Eurovision is getting ever closer. The Netherlands, still the favourites to win, but Russia are coming up on the rails, and then you've got countries like North Macedonia, even Belarus, that now people are starting to appreciate more and more. Let me know your thoughts. Please respect my opinions as I will with yours. If I didn't like a rehearsal, it doesn't mean that I dislike that country, not at all. I shouldn't need to say that, but it's the truth, you know, getting it out there to avoid any confusion. And now I'm going to shut up, and yeah, that's about it. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Roll on Eurovision, let me know what you think, and bye for now.